everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's the Cowboys going up against the Bills. So let's send you up to Orchard Park, New York. Standing by, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills. On the return, it's Brandon Tate. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. They'll come out in the pistol. On first down, it's Taylor. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. And even 20 yards and a first down on the game's very first play.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be marked down deep in Dallas territory. A big play here for Buffalo. 42 yards.
Here we go.
Now the first carry for LaShawn McCoy. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Let's go.
On second down, it's McCoy. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Come on, let's go.
From the gun, it's Taylor. Did he get the feed down? Yes! Touchdown! Justin Hunter from 6 yards away. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Prescott looks to throw on first. A dump off to Elliott. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. 20 yards on the pickup there. And that leads to a Dallas first down.
Flex round. Ohio. Here we go.
A first down throw for Prescott. He hits Beasley right side. 11 yards for number 11.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Partner, I know you call the play-by-play, but you know your ball. If I throw these numbers at you, all right, 6 yards shy of 2,000 of total yards from scrimmage for a rookie running back. What do you think?
Sounds like me in high school.
Sounds like you doing it, right?
It's really fascinating in what he was able to do. The thing for me, though, he did that as a rookie. Where do you go from here? I mean, can you keep going up from those numbers your sophomore campaign?
I think that you can. He's had examples of that. preceding him in the NFL, some guys who are in the Hall of Fame right now. Remember, he had 16 total touchdowns because it's not just his ability to run it. He can catch it out of the backfield as well. No one plays harder than this guy does, down in and down out. I think he's just going to keep getting better. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
A glance back at 2016 for Dez Bryant. 50 receptions, under 800 yards, had 8 touchdowns. What do you make of the season that Dez had?
Well, remember, it started with Dez injured, so it took a little while for him to get started. I'm going to make a bold prediction for you. Would not shock me at all if he doubled his catch number next year and darn near doubled his receiving yardage total. Because if he's healthy all year long, they're going to want to take some pressure off of the run game themselves. And Dak Prescott in his second season should be that much more confident throwing it downfield.
And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And the Bills' offense comes out ready to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now a play fake here on first down. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were a lock to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all 3 could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh.
They get the young quarterback going, and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. And this will be taken at the 13. A big kick that time, 52 yards.
Done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. On first and 10, Prescott. Man open left side, it's Williams. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Looking to throw, Prescott. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Second down, Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And some room to roam now. A big play there on the screen pass. 32 yards.
A quarterback often has a lot of really good friends on offense to help him do his job. But one of his best friends is anyone who can catch the ball and create yardage after the catch. That run after the catch, the rack, and the ability to break a tackle and make a big play, as we just saw there, quarterback is very friendly with that guy.
12 yards on the pickup, and the Cowboys are going to get a first down. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back to Buffalo after this. Prescott on first down. Out left side here to Bryant. A gain of 6 there on first.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Still back there. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And they're going to speed things up here.
You know the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Fielded about a yard deep. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
His throw incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and it's third down.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defender's going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Colton Schmidt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looks pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Prescott now on second down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here's Lewis. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Taylor to throw. Left side here, caught by Clay. 13 yards there on the pickup, and it'll give the Bills a first down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. From midfield now, here's Taylor. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins.
I know the object for us when we call games is to be neutral, but I have to tell you, I am rooting so hard for Sammy Watkins to have an injury-free next season, just to see everything that he can do and give himself the best opportunity so that we can see it.
Yeah, over the last 2 years, he's missed 11 games. It's tough. The one bright spot for him, though, is Clemson Tigers did win the national championship.
Yeah, I think that's going to give him a little bit of comfort, but what he wants more than anything, a healed foot and a chance to be the #1 receiver he was drafted to be.
And Buffalo wants that, too. And Carpenter knocks it through. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. Boy, still a half-plus to play, but it is a 2-score game. They're going to go onside kick early. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. Prescott. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. And the Cowboys are able to recover. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the...
With, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. And here we go on 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. He's got the hat trick. 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for him. A nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
On first down, it's Taylor. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Sean Lee coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Come on, let's go.
A fake to McCoy. Now it's Taylor. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Anthony Hitchens in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now it's Taylor. Taylor hit. He lost the football. It's picked. And this is going to be brought back